Hi, I'm Susie. Thanks for joining me today on Move to Improve. We're going to talk about the benefits of walking, how to prepare to go for a walk, how to warm up, and some different ways to walk and exercise while you're walking. So get some comfortable clothes, make sure you bring water, comfortable shoes, and I'll see you in a minute. Walking is a fundamental, basic human movement. It has many health benefits, including lowering your blood pressure, improving heart health, managing weight, improves your thinking, helps relieve stress because you're kicking up endorphins in your brain that are stress reducers. It's a weight-bearing exercise, so you're actually building muscle and strengthening your bones while you're walking. It's easy on the joints and it helps you to live longer. The first thing you want to do when you're preparing to go for a walk is to let someone know where you're going. Then you want to think about comfortable clothes. Nothing too tight that's going to rub with repetitive motion. I noticed when I wear sleeveless, if I have a seam underneath and I'm walking or running, which I don't run very often, but if I'm walking fast, it'll rub and you'll get a sore mark here. So think about the clothing, something comfortable that wicks away sweat and is not too tight. You don't want anything tight. Shoes are important. I wouldn't mention any brands because I have so many different brands. I just go by how they feel. They need enough cushion inside. And if you have problem feet, you might need to wear orthotics, or toe socks are good. Toe socks are one of my favorites because they keep my toes from rubbing against each other, or they make toe separators. Wide toe boxes in shoes are good so that you have enough room for your toes to spread out. But just, find your own comfortable shoe that you can walk in. Make sure that your laces are tied nice and tight because that'll help support your ankle. You want to take a cell phone, some water, a snack, wear a hat, take your sunglasses, and be aware of your surroundings. That's one of the main things. Be aware of where you are so that you can enjoy your walk. I want you to imagine a string coming from your foot up through the leg, through the hip, and straight up. One straight line. Take the shoulders up and back. Let the shoulders relax. Your palms will be facing your side when you walk. And you want to maintain this position, not leaning at the waist. You want to stay up in a good straight posture. When we walk, we step on the heel first. And you're actually pushing off with the opposite leg. So I'm pushing with the back leg, squeezing the glutes, and that propels my foot forward the exact amount that I need for my stride to keep my weight evenly distributed over the center of my body. So it's push with this leg, and then the foot just drops. So let's start that back here. So I'm going to engage the opposite glute, push, push, push and step. And you want to make sure that your chin is level with the floor. So you're not like this and you're not leaning forward. That's important because your back will get really tired out, even going uphill. When you go uphill, you don't want to go up like that. You want to lean from the ankles. That's why ankle strength is so important as we go on walks. We want to make sure that we keep the ankles strong, lean forward, and then go uphill. Your arms will have a slight bend, and they just swing naturally. And while we're walking, you're pushing off with that back leg. So it's just mindful walking. We all know how to walk, but if we think about putting the shoulders back and down, chin level with the floor, a straight line going down through the body, slightly pulling the stomach in to engage the core, get your breath going with the walk, and a good casual walk where you get some aerobic exercise, aerobic benefit from it, would be, a good walk would be 100 beats per minute, which is the same as the CPR movement. If you know Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, just have that in your head and you're walking, you hear it. So keep those things in mind as you go walking. Because if you swing the front leg out, if you concentrate on that, you're actually locking the knee. And you want to keep a slight bend in the knee and make that walk deliberate. There are different ways to go for a walk. You can go for a leisurely walk where you're just strolling, ambling, whatever you want to call it, which is good because you're out there and you're weight bearing. So that's no problem. You can always take one of those types of walks and just enjoy the scenery and practice your breathing. Another way is to just take a slow walk and with purpose, but slowly. Some people can't walk as fast as others, so practice the posture, work on the walk. Another way is to do a brisk walk where you're really in a hurry and you're pushing off with that back leg. You can walk like that. You can do interval training where you walk and then you do an exercise or a jog. You can go backwards. You can go sideways. We do our side steps. Any way that you can strengthen the ankle and the legs is keep that core in too as you're doing it. Going uphill is really good for strengthening your legs and ankles, hamstrings. It's all good. Walking will hit every muscle. So let's use it. Let's go for a walk. Start by marching out. Take a deep breath in, reach, and exhale. Start slowly, giving your body time to warm up, getting it prepared for movement. Pull the stomach in and take the shoulders back. Maintain good posture as you're walking. You can start to feel the energy building. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's take it side to side, step and tap. Loosening up here. Step tap. Let's add the arm across the chest. Make sure you're breathing with the movement. I can start to feel the energy. Starting to feel warm, and that's what we want to make sure that our muscles are ready for movement. Continue marching. Breathe. Feels good. Lift those knees. Make the moves a little bigger as you go. Extend one foot forward, put your heel on the ground and pull your toes toward your body. We're stretching out the hamstrings. And I have my hands on the opposite leg, the one with the knee bent so I don't put pressure on the extended leg. Point the toe down to the ground, stretching out the front of the ankle. Keep your back flat. Pull that toe toward your body and point it down toward the ground. Loosen up. Let's go to the other side. Bring that foot toward your body. Feel the hamstring stretch. Your back is flat. Breathing. Extend the foot forward. Put the toes on the ground. Maintain balance as you lift the foot and put it back down. Stretching. Lift and point. Point one foot forward and the other foot out at a 45 degree. We're going to stretch the groin muscles. Inhale first, exhale, lunge slightly to the side. Notice that my knee is not ahead of my foot. And bring it back to center. Opposite foot goes out 45 degrees. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, you'll lunge slightly to the side. Pushing down with the opposite foot, keeping the knee out to the side. Feel the stretch. I'm using a tree for balance as I swing my leg forward and back. I'm going to add a side movement. Forward, back, out to the side, back to the front. You can switch it up. Just loosening up the hip. Let's take it to the other side. Swing the leg forward and back, maintaining stability in your upper body. We'll add a side movement, forward and back, and take your leg out to the side and back into a swinging motion. Step forward, lunge, back to center. Walk lunges are excellent for building muscle and also balance. Inhale and exhale, holding the stomach in during your walk. Stepping forward far enough that your knee is not over that front toe. Get down a little further. Step, lift the opposite leg. Exhale as you lift the knee. Step and march, high knees. You're working the core muscles. You're weight bearing. So you're getting it all over. Good workout here. March. Walking backwards is good for coordination and stability. It also enhances brain function and memory, and it works your muscles in a different way. Sidestepping increases hip strength and mobility. Step out to the side, then come to center. Step and touch, step and touch. Make sure to go in both directions. This also improves your balance. Interval training is high intensity interspersed with a lower form of exercise. I'll jog in place and then I'll walk it out. Interval training enhances your cardiorespiratory system and it gives you a good workout in a short amount of time. Walk it out for a count of 8, and then jog it out for a count of 8. Skipping is one of my favorite exercises. It makes you feel like a kid, it builds bone density and helps mental clarity, and it's just fun. And of course, your basic jog. After walking, you need to stretch. So let's start by holding onto the wall for balance if you need it. And grab your foot. Try to take your leg straight down. If this is too hard, wrap a towel around your ankle and keep this leg straight because we want to stretch the hip flexor here. So grab behind, come back to good posture and breathe. It feels good. Keep the support knee bent. You don't want to lock out the knees. I can feel it relaxing because it's going further. Just wherever you feel comfortable. If your foot is, down toward the floor and you have a towel around the ankle, just pull up on the towel slightly, like I'm pulling up on my foot, and you'll feel more stretch, but ease into it. And you can let off on it a little, and then breathe and take it back a little more. Standing tall. And release. This one feels a little looser. It went right up. So you can, remember, you can put a band or a towel and just hold it like this, or take it up. And then correct your posture. Chin level with the floor. I'm going to work back to my toes so I can get a better stretch on my front of my ankle. Support knee is bent. Stomach in, and you're breathing. Feels good after walking. They tighten up after a while, so this is good. Just let the muscles relax and bring it down. Take one foot out, sit back like we did in the beginning, and you'll pull this toe in toward you. Put your hand on the bent knee leg and sit back. Keep a flat back. Look down at the floor. Feel the stretch all the way back. Just work your way into it. Notice that my knee is not jutting out in front of my foot. And then put that foot down, touch the toe, and come on up. Let's do this side. Sit back. I want to put my hand here. I fight myself sometimes because if I do put any pressure here, it just puts pressure on the knee. So I keep it over here on the bent leg. Just in case you were wondering. And then point the toe. Sit back. Adjust if you have to. And come on up. While we're standing, let's take one arm across. Use your opposite arm to pull in. You're stretching the shoulders. As you're walking, you do get some upper body work. Swinging the arms and propelling yourself up hills and down hills. And release. Try to hold your stretches for about 15 seconds. Now I don't want my shoulder up here. I want to take this down and across my chest and hold for about 15 seconds and breathe into it. Make sure you're breathing. You're pulling your stomach in slightly, gently. You're relaxing the muscles. Try to go a little further if you can. Feel that stretch in the back and release. Step behind. Reach over. Hold the stretch. Lead through the fingertips. Try to stand straight. And breathe. This stretches the IT band, the iliotibial band that runs down the side of your leg. So extend through the fingertips. And release. Bring back. We'll step behind. Take it the other way. Good stretch. Reach through those fingertips. Try to go a little further. You're not leaning forward. Keep your balance. And release. The ankle over the opposite knee. Relax your upper body. You could start here by just leading the knee out to the side. If you want to go a little further, you'll lift the foot and just continue to lift until you feel the stretch. You can also put your hands behind and pull up to give yourself an additional stretch. Going a little deeper into it. But if that's too much, you can always put your foot down. And try to challenge yourself by pulling it in a little further. And release. Doesn't that feel good? Let's do the other side. I'm going to lift up, and if that's all the further I want to go, that's okay. Otherwise, I'm going to reach behind. Just gently put some pressure on my leg to give me that stretch on the opposite leg and piriformis. Bring your chin down. Relax. Relax into it. And release. Another hip flexor stretch would be to come into this position, lunge position on one knee, and just come forward slightly. You might need to put a pad under the knee that's on the floor for comfort. Just lean forward and you'll feel the stretch. Come back and switch sides. Good posture. Lean forward. Right here. You can feel it. Lining up on all fours for cat-cow. This will release the tension in your back. As you inhale, you're going to tip the tailbone toward the ceiling and gaze upward. As you exhale, you're going to push through the palms of your hands, pull the stomach up, and round the back. Let your head come down. And again, tip the tailbone up, gaze upward. And if you want to move the feet with this, we'll take the toes back, And then as you exhale, bring the toes in, pull the stomach up, round the back. Feel as if your shoulders are sliding down your arm. And then take the toes back, tip up, round as you exhale. And release. I'm going to take my knees out a little bit, put my toes together, make room for my body as I sit back and taking my hands behind me and putting my forehead on the floor and just melt into the floor. Breathe. And push yourself up. If you're able to walk, you need to be out there walking. It's a gift. Walking and enjoying nature and just being able to move. It feels so good. So make sure you stretch, you drink a lot of water, wear proper shoes, and I'll see you next time. I'm going for a walk.